Hello everybody and welcome back to the European fall season for what could possibly, what actually is our final series of the evening. And what a way to end it. Pulse Gaming taking on Infused. Two teams that are battling for that third and possibly even fourth position. At the moment, Pulse down in fifth, but honestly, it doesn't tell the story of these French beasts. They have been on fire every single time, but unfortunately those Game 5s just keep running away with them. Once again, on the desk, as ever, my two fantastic and gorgeous looking pristine casters. Gents, we're moving into this matchup. Let's talk about the possible outcomes if we can, please. So, if Infused win this.
So if Infused win this, they will be 5-2 in the league. They will be tied with Vibe, who, thanks to that win in the last series we just saw, are also 5-2. If Pulse were to win, with VWS losing just then, the VWS will be 3-4. Pulse currently 2-4. So if they win this one, not only will Infused be 4-3 above them, if that makes sense, right? They will also be tied with VWS in fourth place. So an important one for Pulse to win here, because if they don't win it, there will be a little bit more of a gulf between that fourth place position and their current position in the standings.
And also, if Pulse weren't to win, if Infused win this, then Prophecy could still be thinking, right, there's a possibility we can still get back into this.
We can't keep thinking about
There's
Prophecy,
still a chance.
okay? They're gone, they're done.
No, there is a hope. They could still go 3-7. They would be tied with VWS. It would come down to head-to-head. Did they lose to VWS? Yeah, they probably did.
It's like that.
They've lost
Dream's
to everyone.
gone.
It's like
It was there for a moment, but it's gone already.
No, it's like that Jim Carrey meme, and they're saying there's still a chance. Are we saying there's still a chance?
So you're saying there's a chance?
They're saying there's a chance, but
Nope.
yeah, I mean, anything's possible. We've seen wild things here before in the past. Now, I alluded on this before we went to the break, and I want to ask you guys again. So, obviously, vicious rumours surrounding all this one, and they look like it was a strong possibility. It was a very strong possibility that SLG was going to transfer from Pulse over to Infuse in pace of match.
I mean,
is this going to have a knock-on effect?
I don't think so. I think all the players are good enough to kind of forget and move on about possible team changes and whatnot. Maybe it might drive SLG even more, which is what I'm worried about. He's currently plus 61.
What?
I mean, for a team that is in relegation and the rest of his team are negative, like, SLG's just been doing disgusting things.
Say that again.
He's plus 61. I'm not surprised that someone did want to move him onto their squad, because he's looked, no offense to the other guys, he's looked class above the rest of his team, and he's always been there, he's been performing well. Is
it fair to say that he's kind of carrying this roster a little bit?
I don't think so. I think regardless of stats, there's still a lot in the back scenes. I mean, Kali is always making sure that those power-ups are being made. Fragger is always making plays to ensure that he's supporting his teammates, and Punisher does disgusting things as per usual. So, no, I wouldn't say he's carrying the team, but he's definitely making it favourable for them to do well.
Can we just say, Wonderboy knows talent, because he was in my top 5 before I even knew he was going plus 60, plus 61. Was it plus 61? That's ridiculous, man. Considering they're 5th in the league, plus 61 is an outrageous ratio. I mean, what is other team on? I mean, they're all like, what,
neg 35, neg 20, and neg 5.
Jeez, that's like, what, negative 60? Do the math.
Ish.
It's
a rough area. One thing I just want to kind of pull you on there for a second, you mentioned about talent. I'll always remember last week we were at the hotel, the first thing you said to me about Kimbo, do you remember when we saw him back?
Yeah.
The Battle of Europe, and we literally went, that's a young talent.
This boy's going to be a star one day.
He's going to be a beast. And also, one thing I do want to point out, he is actually officially American. He's not actually... Yeah, his nationality is American.
Oh, well, there we go.
I wanted to confirm that, because I remember him saying that his dad were...
Wait, Kimbo?
Yeah.
Why is he in the EU Pro League?
Wait, no, that makes sense. That explains why he's so good.
Brexit.
Because he's American.
NA
Halo.
NA Halo. There we have it. Team Infused versus Pulse Gaming. Battle of the red logos. Team Infused on the left. Let's take a look at the Red Devils themselves and show you the roster from left to right. Batchford, Kimbo, Flux, Doodle. We welcome Doodle replacing Havoc after Havoc unfortunately had to retire due to some connection issues. And now I've actually seen him streaming. One of the absolutely fantastic streams today, by the way. Liam Peck, we was watching you. Any initial words about this before we get this underway, guys? This is a powerhouse.
Well, a word about Havoc. He was actually coaching the Infused side last week when they took Fabi down. So Havoc, technically, undefeated coach in the Pro League.
How do you coach a team online?
You'd have to ask him. I don't really know.
You just give motivational speeches halfway through the game.
I mean, I'd give it a go. I mean, give them nothing but take from them everything. I don't really know. Maybe
do his accent.
Who's?
Havoc's.
No.
Go on.
I'm not going to do impressions like you and
He's
throw
not
myself
a
under the
performing
bus.
monkey.
Like, I'm not going to try and do your French impression that you did earlier, which was dreadful, might I add.
We.
Oh, yeah, brilliant.
There we
Nice
go,
one.
completely
But I think
brought
you're
it
right.
back.
This is a disgusting team, and I really think Doodle has added a lot to the Infused lineup. The one player I think we scan over too often is Flux.
Oh god, yeah. He's a beast.
He's only plus 14. All right, that's not amazing, but he is always in that position to get that overshield, to get that camouflage, to get those power weapons, and he will win those 1v1s. When those pressure situations happen, I would happily have Flux there taking a 1v1.
Yeah, I spoke about on the Pulse side, SLG being in my top 5. Flux is certainly knocking on the door as well. But speaking of Pulse, here are the roster. SLG, Cali, Punisher and Fragger, they are currently 2 and 4 in the league. They're down there in 5th place, but thanks to VWS losing the last series, they do have a chance to leapfrog them up into that 4th place position with a win here against Infused.
The one thing that I want to mention, so SLG, we know he's a god. He's an absolute shining star over in France. Cali, time and time again, always on the power weapons, always on the power-ups. Looking over at Punisher and Fragger, these are 2 awesome players, by the way. They're absolutely fantastic. It always tends to be, though, one of them in the games that they lose quite badly. It's kind of what we mentioned about the Buck 57 syndrome. One of them will always drop a big, fat negative ratio. Time and time again, we kind of seen that. So look for them to start stepping things up. And what better map to do so? Plaza Strongholds. We've seen before. We've actually seen this was the comeback match. So this was when Infused had 99 points.
I don't think it was quite 99. I think it was like 96 or something. It was very, very close.
It was near enough there, wasn't it?
Pretty much total control of the entire map, and Pulse somehow came back into the game despite being around 50 points down.
Plaza Strongholds was also the game that was a continuation, and then there was the ending early. So, I mean, this is probably a good way to start it.
Way to bring it back and kind of wipe that one off. Game 2 will be Regret Slayer. Fathom Capture the Flag will be game number 3, and if they are needed, which I'm pretty sure, and I'll be disappointed if they aren't, games 4 and 5, maps we will be seeing Eden, Strongholds, and then back to Plaza for a Slayer.
Yeah, and I tell you what, this series layout it's just perfect for this matchup, isn't it?
Good.
I mean,
it's
just
very
look,
good.
Plaza, Strongholds, Regret Slayer, Fathom Capture the Flag, both teams very, very good on both those game types, so we could be in for a slobber knocker here in these first 3 games. Honestly, the only map I'm kind of missing here for both sides would be a little bit of Colosseum, but even still, I mean, these maps, I think we're in for a fantastic matchup here for our match of the week.
Just really quickly, while the game's getting loaded in the background, let's have a look at this one and see how it plays out. Game number 1, who takes this, gents?
I think Pulse. I think Pulse do.
Well, statistically, it would say that Infused have got this one because they technically got the win on it last week. I don't know what happened with continuation, disqualifications, whatever. I'd say Infused, but perhaps Pulse will kind of have this one. On the other side, you've got Regret Slayer. Infused took this last week 50-39 against Pulse, so naturally you'd lean towards them. Fathom Capture the Flag. This was also played last week, but that went 3-2 in Pulse's favour.
Wow.
So this could be, like Harry said, a bit back and forth. I wouldn't be surprised if we go to a game 5, but the Eden Strongholds, I think that's all to play for, and Plaza Slayer, I mean, if it comes down to a Plaza Slayer at 2-2, it's going to be such a tight match, and it's happened for Pulse so many times. Going Plaza Slayer game 5, and they've just missed out on like 3 or 4 kills.
Yeah, I really hope it goes to the game 5, to be honest with you, because then we get to see Kimbo versus SLG in the sniping department. That's an all-star matchup if there ever was one.
So, Plaza, we're saying Infused.
I'm saying Pulse on Plaza Strongholds.
It's your
in my
call
opinion.
then, because I'm saying Infused, he's saying
I'm saying Pulse because of what I was saying before.
We'll go with Pulse then.
Game 2, Regret. We're going Infused.
I
think
like
we both
Infused
said.
on that one,
Yep.
yeah.
Fathom?
Pulse.
I think Infused.
Ooh.
They
won it
beat
last
Fabi.
week.
They beat Fabi on Fathom Capture the Flag, don't forget, and they looked very, very strong on this, so I'm saying Fathom Capture the Flag goes in favour of Infused.
I'll go Infused as well. Eden.
I think Pulse take that one.
Really?
So we
See,
go.
I'd have actually said that would have been 3-1. GG.
See, I think it would be the opposite. I think Pulse will take Fathom Capture the Flag, then Infused will take Eden Strongholds, and then it'll be 2-2. We'll go into a game 5, and I can't call it. I would probably say Infused just because of how Pulse have done in their game 5s in history.
We want to hear what you guys at home kind of think as well, because this, feel free, by all means. If you think Infused are going to win, drop the 1. If you think Pulse are going to win, drop a Kappa face. That's what we love to see, a Kappa face. If you think Infused are going to take it, drop a Kappa. If you think, did I say that wrong? If Pulse are going to win it, drop a Kappa. If Infused are going to win it, drop a 1.
And there's going to be all sorts of 1s and Kappas, and people don't know what they've just voted
It
for.
will look amazing. It's going to be awesome.
Good luck, moderators.
It's going to really annoy. But yeah, guys, honestly, get involved in the chat. Tweet the stream. Use the hashtag HCS. We want to know your thoughts. We're going to take this best of 5 series. Certainly, we here on the desk have kind of got a bit of a split decision. However, we do know that all the game types that matter what they play out will be very even.
I tell you what, I bet Moobot in the Twitch chat right now is having a field day. What's that? Kappa spam? Ban. You'll get banned. Timeout.
DQ'd.
You literally threw that one in just to throw it. Where did this come from? Is this something I'm missing out on?
Just me at onset being me at onset, you know. We're just throwing DQs.
Just wonder set things.
Well, we used to do UK Open events, and I'm pretty sure a team was taking forever to set up their equipment, and we were just like, you know what? DQ him. I'm sick of this. Get them out of the tournament.
Speaking of being sick of this, you know what's live, guys? The spectate mode, so we can jump on in and watch the action unfold live, because this is going to be a fantastic matchup. It is, of course, our game of the week, and it's kind of going to set the tone. Who's going to be taking that second or kind of third spot? You know, everything's still to bless this second, but anything's possible. Strongholds on Plaza. The first team to capture 100 points will take the match. Looking down here, bottom mid, you got the camo up top mid. Various different bits and bats you want to be looking out for. There isn't actually a sniper on this one, that's for Slayer only. There will be a platform there that you want to be taking control and points of. Again, a lot of map movement going on in this one. There's plenty of weapons there, but it's more than that. It's all about kind of backing your teammate up, getting this locked down. Me personally, I'm a big fan of locking down poster and just locking down the snipe side.
Good way to start things off with Kimbo as well. I know I spoke about SLG going plus 61, but you know who else is going plus 61 across Pro League right now? Kimbo. He was on Fab E last season, and now he is on this Infused squad, and he wants to be getting to those finals once again. We saw Infused take down Fab E last week. They can now press on. If they beat Pulse, they'll be looking in good nick to get to those finals.
Here we are then with Cali rotating round from Cafe. Just going to sit down at Flowers and hold for a second. SLG is going to get the perfect on Kimbo. Flux also in the kill feed will take down Punisher with shotgun. New combo in hand, getting ready for anybody who's running up through the hallway from Light Rifle. One's going to steam in, he's not charged up, he's not ready for this oncoming assault. Still gets the shot off, it's going to be Flux who ducks away. He does, however, get forward straight from the face from Doodle as the BR comes in hot.
What a great start from Pulse as well. They've really just not given Infused any kind of chance to breathe. You can see 3 members of Infused stuck there. 4 now in yard. How do they push out? Maybe they've learned something after playing Fab last week. You can see a couple of players are trying to push out towards that basement, but they're not quite getting there. As you see bottom mid, now they flood in, but the Pulse players are just going to flood around them to try and take them down. But actually, Infused are doing all right trading here, and they're going to be able to grab bottom mid.
Yeah, great push out there from Infused. 9 times out of 10 when you see a team trapped in yard, with a team like Pulse, they're so good at trapping teams in that yard. So Infused doing a great job pushing out through the driveway. They're able to capture bottom middle, and now it's Pulse on the back foot. We see SLG here, he's already down, and Cali here has to put pressure on the stronghold they already have, and they will remain scoring if Cali can prevent this one going into the Infused hands, but unfortunately it will go in Infused favour, and Kimbo here is already putting pressure here on the yard.
Batchford will give him some support though. You saw the little golden arrow coming in hot there to at least getting the assist and take down one. Doodle's going to get rinsed on from above. It's Fragger who comes down with the SMG. Fragger does get cleaned up there by Flux. Now it's Kimbo, eyes on the prize, bottom mid. All they need to do is just hold it. We are approaching 10 minutes remaining. 2 minutes of the game is underway. 2 players though, SLG, oh, he's got the SMG in the back pockets, he's got the better weapon. He'll get a cheeky reset as well. They moved out of that a little bit too fast. But look at that on the opposing side. Now, you've got to address this one. He was at one side, kind of rotated around, they're now been almost triple capped off. I haven't really seen much teamwork coming out of these players to lock down a certain point. It really feels like they're just been aggressively forced into a corner.
Yeah, Kimbo's been a little bit too passive. You saw him with the shotgun earlier, he was sat top gold, but he stayed there and he got punished for it. If he perhaps had dropped into yard and took the aggressive approach and worked with his teammates, he might have been able to get an important kill, keep that shotgun, and then they could have pushed off to grab a stronghold.
Yeah, this positioning here is actually really nice out of SLG. He has the shotgun in his back pocket. Oh wow, Kimbo with such aggression. That will actually be a concerted effort here from Infused. 3 players flooding towards the nest out of yard. There's a player there on the Pulse side with camouflage as well, so this could be a nasty surprise in the backside here from Infused.
Just real quick question, guys, I put this one out. We saw all 3 players just kind of advancing towards this nest area. That's going to leave bottom middle open just a little bit. It's also going to let them take control of Yard. Would you really want to see 3 members pushing in so aggressively like that and kind of getting boxed into that one area?
I mean, sometimes you have to. If you're in one of those situations where you're trying to escape, sending at least 3 members into one area is a good way of securing a stronghold. But the fact is, they didn't secure the stronghold because they were punished by some grenades. So fantastic work from Pulse to recognize that 3 players were pushing there and using their grenades effectively.
One thing I love out of SLG, and this is why he's been one of my top 5 players in Europe at the moment, we saw then he took a player, I believe it was Kimbo, down to no shields with the SMG. Rather than get target locked and chase him down, he was able to put pressure on another Infused player. So rather than just getting the 1 kill, he was able to contribute towards 2 Infused members going down. So fantastic work there out of SLG.
Just a quick note as well, 2 members dropping straight out of pipes into gold. Look at this aggression. Fair enough, Fragger's gone down, but it was more than enough to actually force. Look at that, they're still looking at it. So at the moment, fair enough, they're not getting control of it, but they're just allowing Infused just to always go back and be forced to kind of like a magnet, dragging them back to Yard. In the meantime, they've still got the 2-block control of bottom mid and over at Nest, and the time's still ticking on, so fair enough, no kills there coming out of them. They have 3 deaths consecutive in a row. Fragger, nice double kill coming out of him. Grenade's going to go down. Triple was there, didn't quite catch it, but they're doing what needs to be done. These points just don't stop ticking.
I want to cast your mind back to Pulse versus Fab E a few weeks ago. Pulse had this same exact commanding lead against Fab, and they were completely punished. Fab were able to push out and actually take the game about 100 to 80 in the end. So Pulse need to be very careful, but at the moment, like you say, they're doing everything right. They're keeping Infused locked into that Yard. When Infused are pushing round, you've always got one player that's flanking back round just to retake that Yard and force Infused to come back on it.
So now it's all about where they've got it. So the spawn over in Cafe, they're going to go dive bomb straight into Yard. Look for all of Pulse now to move towards bottom mid, because this is the point that they need. One person's coming in the back. Punisher's a little bit too over-aggressive, and he gets completely... Punisher actually getting punished by Flux. SMG in hand, goes over his head. Great play, massive kill coming out of Flux there. Single-handedly stopping the bottom mid capture.
And isn't that what we said before? You want to put Flux in these situations, in these 1v1s that could make or break a game. That is the way back into the game for Infused. They now have control. They now have Pulse stuck in Yard, and Pulse now have to try and work their way out. SLG actually grenading his own teammate there, and you can see a frustrated beatdown against the wall because he knows that could be costly. Pulse now are going to allow Infused to start racking up points, but good beatdown from SLG to get a kill.
Yeah, they just need to lock something down. Personally, I'd say, right, let's completely ignore bottom mid and let's just push Nest. Look at where Punisher is. I believe it's actually Punisher. I can never get the names right. It's going to be Sunny moving up there. It's actually Punisher who's taking top mid. So it's going to be Fragger. Fragger's got Cali for some support. But you know what? Infused just doing doodle with a massive grenade. That's going to shut down 2. Triple cap is going to be pushed into effect. This could be an actual reversal of what we've seen with these 2 teams going up head-to-head before in this game time.
Yeah, it's slightly worrying actually for Pulse, especially what happened to them against Fab. And with shots like that from Batchford, then Infused definitely deserve to be getting back into this game. Total control now, and you can see the panic just by the movement of Pulse Gaming. They are sporadic across this map, just trying to push into any stronghold they can, and Infused are just finishing off everything. But important double from Cali.
Yeah, big double from Cali. He will go down though. And what's very interesting that we're seeing out of Pulse so far, despite the fact that they had a large lead, they didn't really allow themselves to group up. You can kind of just let yourselves hemorrhage a couple of points here and there if it means getting control back in your favour. But like you say, Sims, that is 3 down on the Infused side. SLG already capturing the Nest.
More importantly, Hallie, look at where they are. They're down on bottom mid, so at the moment, again, it's like this magnet effect. They're forcing Infused to challenge down bottom mid, while one person just sits over here at Cinema and says, you know what, I'll take back Nest. Absolutely no problems with that. Again, Infused doing, it's going to be actually Pulse doing exactly what Pulse needs to do. So they're going to still try and take it back. They got a good reset, did Infused there. So that's going to at least put the stop on. Somebody will have to drop down then to White Cat. They need to get this. This will be a big capture if they manage to pull it off. One goes down. Flux comes in with a shotgun. He's going to shut this one down. One more player's there. Romy, that's going to be Punisher actually jumping out to give them the reset. That's an unlucky play.
It is. I mean, they were able to get Nest, but unfortunately they weren't able to push on from that. Because Infused flanked round and then took Yard, they were still scoring points, and 3 members of Infused were able to drop down to that bottom mid, and Pulse, they were contested and they just couldn't get it. And now we see Infused bringing this one back. They're only 6 points behind now. And from such a commanding position, dare I say it, are Pulse going to throw this one away once again, which would just be terrible, considering how far they were ahead. But this is what can happen in Strongholds, as Kali gets a nice kill with the shotgun, but they need to make sure they are able to get this bottom mid.
Can we just appreciate that they've run out of the hill now 3 times and actually let them get the reset? Will crouch down, shotgun comes in, there's one, second one's behind him, does get killed, important kill.
Reset.
He needs to get that kill though, which he does. SLG's there as well, so this is going to transfer even faster, but in them doing so, just look at that triple cap. Infused have just run away with this game. They've let them get away with murder unless something can happen absolutely massive here. That is going to be, what a way to take it back. And we've seen this before. It's like a complete reversal to the previous time these two teams matched up on this game type.
I mean, but it's actually exactly the same as what happened when Pulse played against Fabi, and that's what's worrying. Pulse, again, were in just such a disgustingly good position, but they threw it away, and it seems to be the story of their season so far. So close, yet just not quite getting to the finish line.
Top Slayer in the game, Doodle on the Infused side. Just behind him is Kimbo with 17 kills. Also 5 secures with Kimbo as well. So on the Pulse side, 16 and 16 out of Kali and Fragger. Least Slayers will be SLG, Punisher and Batchford, all with 13 kills. However, SLG and Batchford both with 6 captures as well.
Yeah, really good stuff from these guys. And I mean, yes, okay, SLG, he might not have put on the kills that we expected, but he was pretty much everywhere and doing a lot for his team, just trying to grab any stronghold possible. Unfortunately, in the end, it wasn't enough, and Pulse, they just seemed to get a little bit flustered in that game. Yeah. They were ahead and they were comfortable, but as soon as Infused started putting some damage in, then Pulse just kind of lost control and lost track of what they wanted.
I mean, you could see the score there was 78 to 18. That's a 60-point lead you got. I mean, when Infused start to take control, stop pushing out sporadically, and you need to stop just pushing out by yourselves, because that's just exactly what Infused want you to do, and that allowed Infused back into the game here since.
So, 3 times in a row after this, fair enough. I know kind of Flux shut this one down, but just that kill there, whichever player that was on the card, they stepped off just too far. It was 3 quarters. There was 3 times that they actually had that over the halfway point, have been transferred, but they opted to move out. Fair enough, you've got to do things like that, but you've also got to kind of trust in your teammates. Where are you, boys? Get stuck in, get the kills, get jumped in, stop this from happening. That they threw that game away. I'm not going to lie. That was thrown away.
I completely agree. I mean, with a 60-point lead, you just have to group up and push one territory then, and that's all they had to do. But either way, that's kind of beside the point now, as Infused will take game number 1. Regret Slayer coming up. I actually had Pulse taking game 1, but Infused taking game 2. So maybe if Pulse take game number 2, I can kind of be right. Wouldn't I actually just be 100% wrong?
You should be very wrong.
Okay.
You'd be wrong.
Maybe it's opposite day. Maybe it's not opposite day.
Maybe it's bad shirt day for you. But anyway.
Wow.
We're going into Regret Slayer, and last week, 50 to 39, Infused beat Pulse. So there could be a possibility of a 2-0 here.
Yep.
And I mean, it's what happens to your mentality when you are 60 points ahead in a Stronghold game and you throw that one away. I mean, Pulse have done it before, and it's going to be hard to take for them, so they need to just kind of move on here.
I kind of felt like it took a little bit of a... In fact, before we go any further, Tweak coming in, don't let him do a French accent ever again.
Don't worry, we won't.
It'll never happen.
It's been banned.
I'm looking. You see all that name's all in capitals. That's Xander, not Xander. There we go.
What? No,
is it Xander,
not Xander?
So I've actually just completely
ruined the
buggered up the name and the whole point of the name.
Can you say his name in a French accent?
Xander.
No! You're banned!
You're bad. Get out. You're bad. Get out. But what was... I've completely forgot what I was saying.
The French accent? DQ.
Feels bad, man. Feels bad.
You know what we're saying to my shirt?
DQ.
It's really nice, actually. That's what we're saying.
I do actually like it, but the public don't. Yeah. So I had to kind of call you out.
That's okay. I like your granddad
wear it, so I'm gonna leave you boys to it in your little checkered shirts. Game 2 is live. Slayer
Sims,
on
I think someone's stolen your collar. Did you know that? I'm sorry. No, go ahead. Listen,
just watch the controls, Sam. All right.
You need to get involved in the shirt banter, all right? Because that's what we're all about here at the EU HCS.
I don't know about shirt banter. It's something else banter. But moving on from that one, Flux looking down bot mid. The grenade will go in. That's going to be Fragger who gets taken down as well. So that first OS is going to be burned. Nice little nade coming out of... I can never tell that. It's actually going to be Punisher. 1, 2, 3, 4. They're all dead.
Why do players still do that? Why do you still jump on the overshield thinking it's going to keep you alive? It's not. It's going to be burnt. Be more patient, please.
Every single time, but you know, I suppose what do? Do you go for it? It's all about kind of assessing the situation. 6 kills now to the breadstick, ironically, 6-2. 3 members, possibly even 4 as they're coming off the respawn there, all huddled together inside red base. That's easy pickings. If these boys can push in, that is very easy pickings. Doodle thrusts out off of this ledge. Just to get an angle on where people are and try and get a read on it. Flux is going to shut down one. Akimbo comes in with a hot 4 on Fragger. 1-2. Here's the third one if he wants it. Gets the perfect nice trade.
Similarly to Truth in aspects, I mean, once you have control on Regret, it can really snowball out of control for one particular team, and it's about getting as much of a kill advantage as you can when you do have that control. And to be fair, I think it's more important when you're behind and you're the team that's getting outslayed, is to really try and stop those kills coming in when you are behind.
So keep an eye on the timer in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. As soon as that ticks down to 10 minutes, both the Plasma Caster will be coming up, but also that Overshield will be coming up shortly after. So watch for Batchford. You can already see him there trying to set up for that Plasma Caster, which is coming up in around 27 seconds. But also watch for both teams to kind of rotate towards the bottom of the map to try and get that next Overshield.
However, let's just take a moment to appreciate, well, first of all, the scatter shot just to his left there. If he cops for that one, that'll be a nice little weapon to have in your back pocket, which he doesn't. That's going to still stay. Oh, he did, and he actually respawned, unfortunately for him. But look at the score. I mean, they were down, what, 7-1 a second ago? Now they're in the lead. 10, Harry's mentioned it perfectly, we're at the 10-minute mark. Look for the OS, they're now dropping down low, setting up for this one. If PG get this is trouble for Infused.
Well, I mean, I did say why are players jumping on the overshield, but one benefit of that is Pulse now have the exact timing of the overshield, so you can expect someone to be jumping on it on the precise time that is going to come up, but a triple kill for Batchford may stop Pulse in their tracks of picking up that overshield, and that's going to be a painful one for them after having such control.
Yeah, he literally absolutely shut it down. Flux as well on the kill feed will give SLG a nice hot 5. Punisher's going to be running into red with a BR. You can see, though, the caster coming in thick and fast. Doesn't really do much. It takes for Kimbo to stop that one. He's going to pick up the double, his frag, as he turns around. Triples there. Doesn't choke. Will land the shot. His teammate's going to grenade him, though, just to say thank you. SLG. Well played.
SLG was just worried someone else was going to go more positive than him, so he threw a nade to make sure that didn't happen. Good work from the guy.
And then he actually just killed his teammate for the scar. That's what it is in reality, boys.
Top French banter.
Jump is still on board with the captain. He's going to opt to jump across the archway. Will fall back down, but he knows where Batchford was. I didn't quite cop for him. He's actually chasing that around way too much, which allowed his teammate to come in and clean up that kill. But I tell you what, boys, 99, this game score is not going nowhere.
No, I mean, it was looking like it might just sway into control of Infused, but actually credit to Pulse, they chose their moment perfectly, and they really caught Infused off guard to get back into the game. And Overshield on Pulse's part really could have changed things, and they may have been able to get ahead, but unfortunately weren't able to.
So speaking of the Overshield, Pulse got the first one, they knew the time, and they were able to secure the second one as well. In around 25 seconds, the Plasma Cast is coming up, and after that, the Overshield will be coming up again. So can Pulse make Overshields go 3 in a row, or will it be Infused to break the Overshield streak? No, actually, I believe it was Fragger who got the second Overshield. We saw it on the point of view. So Pulse getting both Overshields. The first one was burnt, the second one was secured. Can they make it 3 in a row?
SLG looking for 2 players. There are 2 above him. You can see them on the radar. Opts to rotate behind. His teammate, he will get caught out, though. You saw he just got clipped at the end there. So at least the call out does come down. It's going to be Fragger coming off the respawn. Cali in the kill feed takes down Doodle. Kimber as well, straight up responding to Cali. Grenade goes in down to Scatter, doesn't find any hit markers. There we go. Batchford grabs the OS, dumps it into his shield. And this could be really where the times change.
Yeah, so Batchford was in the right position when Pulse got that second overshield. We saw him get that triple kill, but Frags had got away with the OS. But that meant that Batchford was in the right position to see when it was picked up and the timing of when it was picked up. Now he's rewarded with an overshield himself. No. There is a 4-kill lead. 5 now, 6. This is rattling up for Infused, and this is the exact moment where they need to press on now, get aggressive, and get as much of an advantage as possible whilst they have map control.
Nice little effort from there, at least. Before he went down, Punisher was teeing up the ground pound. One player's just disappeared off the radar. He completely destroys Batchford. Batchford takes his eyes off the prize for just a second and gets responded back. Rips off his OS with the AR. Finished him off with a beatdown. Fragger now finding 2. Grenade goes in. Lands right on Flux's legs, but you know what? Doesn't get any hit markers. Batch with the BR, just trying to eye up one player. There's Cali. We can see him on the outlines. He doesn't know where he is. Now he's caught for him on the radar. Eyes on the prize. Easy cleanup. Assist to Kimbo. And you know what? In the kill feed as well, you see Doodle with a 5.
Yeah, and it's getting to that point of the game where kills are just starting to flood in for Infused now, and they're looking in good nick to go 2-0 up in this series, especially if Batchford can finish off this kill, which he does. Kali actually taking Flux down, so that's important for them. They might be able to gain some map control out of it. But Infused just looking really strong right now. You can see them partnering up ever so well.
It's the 30-point curse. I'm calling it. Honestly, boys, the 30, as soon as someone hits that, it's GG's.
Yeah, and the interesting thing is that the overshield's coming up again soon. So Pulse with the first one, which was burnt, they were able to corral the second one in, but it was Batchford in the end who actually put a stop to the streak. Pulse, they absolutely need this next overshield, so watch for most of Pulse here to go down low and make sure they get that overshield.
I don't think it was a triple, but that's the third win in a row there for Kimbo. He's just picking people off from top mid. Flux as well in the feed will drop on one. He's going to look up to the sky. Tags him up, killing spree as well. You can just tell the teamwork and the communication between this roster. Unfortunately misses that kill. We'll get the second. Look at it, just every single time he just finds somebody, he just snaps to the body.
Unfortunately, sometimes when you drop for the overshield, it can punish you. You saw 3 members of Pulse were just there hoping to grab the overshield, but Kimbo was able to run around with the scatter shot and finish them off. And once again, Batchford picks up this overshield, and this should be all she wrote for Pulse Gaming.
Yeah, I think it could be Stinch Walls in it, 45 to 33. That's double kill. Coming out, that's want a double kill, but 2 of them side by side. 1, 2, 3, 48. They're spawning now in blue. They can just collapse as easy as daylight for them. Flux just creeping around the corner. We can see on the player outlines there's 2 there. Ned hits 1, tags him up. GG. 50 to 33 will be the final score. Honestly, kind of similar scenes to last week.
Yeah, Batch, the MVP of that game, in my opinion, breaking the streak of overshields from Pulse. And he was actually most assists in the game. So 11 assists as well as that power-up control. Batch really helping his team out. But Kimbo, 18 and 7. Kimbo's just a slaying machine. Infused are so good at slayers in the first place, but when you add Kimbo, he just is an absolute wrecking ball.
I mean, I can't really say any more than that one. Look at the little golden arrows. The golden arrows are the things that you want to be looking for. Kimbo just currently on a spree of 18 there. Well, he wasn't on a spree of 18, but certainly was on a spree to take him up to 18. Batchford, 11 assists. Definitely only person out of the entire 2 rosters to go double digits. Deaths as well, though, more importantly, out of Kimbo, keeping them very down low. Positive 11. Nice way to end a Slayer.
In fact, all the Infused side have all had single-digit deaths, so just a great job all round from Infused, just keeping those deaths to a minimum. And you got to say, it was that overshield control from Batchford, just breaking the streak of overshields from Pulse, that really helped the team out. And in the end, they will take game number 2 as well. So 2-0 in the series. They are 1 game away from a 3-0 against Pulse.
Yeah, I swear I saw someone tweet earlier saying, "Oh, this is going to be a really easy victory for Pulse," and I was like, I don't think so. I mean,
sure?
Infused just won 3-2 last week, so I mean, already they know they can beat these guys, but Pulse, despite their incredible start to the season, have really struggled as of late.
Yeah, they actually have. They would be 2-5 if they were to lose this next game, but I still think a lot of people sleeping on Infused. I mean, they're 4-2 in the league. They were tied with Vibe in second place at the start of today. Obviously, if they were to beat Pulse, they would again be tied with Vibe up there in second place. So they are contending, and they're contesting with the big boys up the top of the table.
Fantastic stuff. Well, unfortunately, we do have to take another very short break. We can't catch a break at the moment with these Twitch servers. They're just not helping us out in any way, shape, or form. We're going to be right back. Don't go anywhere. 30-second break. But just to remind you, anyone who's already purchased a ticket will also be eligible for that triple stack of gold rec packs. Capture the flag is game number 3. This truly could be game, set, and match here for Pulse Gaming if they don't pull this one out of the bag.
Well, Pulse won it last week 3-2 when we saw this matchup between these guys, so they're definitely going to be confident going into it, but at a 2-0 deficit, it's definitely going to be difficult.
Yeah, worth remembering as well, Infused actually took this game top off of Fab E, who are top of the league at the moment in a very pretty 6-1 record, so definitely not a record to be laughed at. Infused were able to take this off league leaders, Fabi.
Especially when you've got Doodle kicking things off with a nice double kill, and then you've got Flux sitting on his knees and giving Punisher a couple of body shots just to let him know. And you've got this man wandering around not only with the carbine camo, but he's also got that railgun as well. It's just such a deadly combo. If you lock onto one, actually, as soon as I say that, he misses and he kind of absolutely guaranteed. Missed the second one!
Okay.
And cares of the caster, he don't miss a third one, which he don't. He actually plants that one in his chest. One player behind him, he's going to run around this corner. His teammate cleans him up, puts the gun away to save another bullet. Unfortunately, only 1 kill out of 3 shots there, but the flag's on the move, so that's a positive.
Flag is on the move, but it could have been a very different story if he had hit those shots. They probably would have been able to capture that flag. Unfortunately, it's going to get returned by Kali in this instance, and now Pulse can push on, having the man advantage and try and get control of the map here, especially top mid. You can see now Kali using the map efficiently to make sure he can get to top mid very quickly and try and kill anyone who is up there joining him.
I like what, I'm not entirely sure which play it's going to be. Batchford was a great task there to jump through the gap onto the ledge and then ground pound up into the corner again to avoid those oncoming grenades. There was one player there, but again, just a fantastic use of the Spartan abilities. We've seen it twice today, using them to avoid grenades. Kimbo, look at his positioning though, boys. That's the second time that we've seen in as many games that he's just up top mid, just drilling down enemy players.
And Kali, unfortunately, was just had to sit back and watch. There was nothing he could do to help those guys. If he had pushed out, he probably would have just fell to the gun of Kimbo as well. Instead, he was patient, he's waited, he's managed to pick up 2 kills of himself, and now he needs to communicate with his team and get them to help him push into this base. And he doesn't want to overextend here, otherwise it would just be a waste of all that time he spent being patient and pushing in.
Yeah, so with only 5 seconds until that railgun comes up, that camouflage is going to be coming up as well. And it looks like Pulse at the moment with the majority of the map control. So watch for them to try and get the railgun on the board. 2 kills in a row now for SLG. Railgun's still up. Let's see who gets it.
That's going to be a triple. Killing spree comes out as well. This other player storming in. He's gone! He ninja'd him! He actually did him! He ninja'd him! You saw him jump out there, thrusting backwards. That could... It's either going to be an overkill or at least 2 doubles back to back. So SLG's just wiped out the entire roster.
Yeah, I'm not sure he got the triple in the end, but still disgusting stuff from SLG. I'm not entirely surprised. I mean, this guy is an animal. And speaking of animals, Kali's gone to find any that are under the sea as he drops down. There must be as he goes to have a look. But Pulse, they're doing the right things. They've got the map control. I said that I think they've got the advantage in this game. But at the moment, Infused, despite pulling a couple of flags out, Pulse have always had a response.
That is possibly... that's a back-to-back double, and I'd love if anyone goes on this afterwards just to view that game and pull that one off. Hopefully Lennox in the back can do it just to see, get that angle. You saw what he did though. He jumped out and thrusted back, and perfect POV from you to actually manage to witness it from the front. Awesome stuff in the back. Well, let's make sure we get that on a slow replay.
Yeah, well, you say perfect POV, I kind of switched off him as he was
mate, you could have at least accepted full liability for it.
The thing is, we had Kali rotating around to get that railgun, and he was able to get a few kills, but it looks as if Infused now getting a little bit of map control. They have certainly the territory on the map to start running a flag. All 8 players on the map at the moment still alive, but Kimbo putting so much pressure on these Pulse spawners that they were able to move this flag. It's actually going to be Batchford in the end to start moving this flag across the map.
And again, from where Kimbo is, he's just locking down that entire side of the map. As we're going to third person, just to show you guys at home on the player outlines. But look at where Flux is. He's just dive bombing across into Garage, stop anyone advancing. Kimbo, again, I'm seeing another star, another perfect medal in the kill feed. He's just an absolute slaying monster.
That's why I prefer people running the flag around to Treehouse side, because if you can get it out, you've always got a player there to support you, rather than going bottom middle and just kind of facing against the elements of players that are just going to be sat top mid, raining down shots on you. As actually Infused nearly get a second flag back. Batchford is going to try and get this one returned, but now Pulse are able to get a touch on it, so this is good work from Pulse here.
Yeah, it's nice, it's keeping it alive, and we'll see Kali just ducks to the left for a second to get his shield back. Now we need to see members of Pulse pushing into the opposing Garage. He's going to drop it there, look straight up to the skies, charged it up. There were 2 members. Could have challenged it, but Kimbo's going to drop down. This is dangerous now because they can't really move anywhere, especially with Pit, and it's actually going to be a flag standoff. Kali taking down Batchford. This is where it gets really dangerous, because there's quite easily a back smack just waiting to happen.
Yeah, not really surprising to see SLG here actually backing up, playing defensive with his flag carrier. He would have known. The camouflage was picked up here from the Infused side, and Kimbo just playing the super duper slow. Will take down SLG, but has the flag guy to worry about as well. Almost makes it 2 in a row, but can't quite make it happen in the end.
Yeah.
Good effort though.
I really like that from SLG. He was just watching that door. He was probably telling his team to keep their eyes open, knowing that camouflage was going to be popping in, because you can see it. You can see that shimmer when they do push in, and good stuff from SLG to get some important damage so his teammate could finish him off.
Everyone probably wondering why Kimbo was kind of crouch walking with a camouflage. Doesn't really make sense when you're invisible already, right? You actually get an extra little bit of invisibility when you are crouch walking. So in case you guys were wondering exactly why Kimbo was just crouch walking there, that's the reason. He was trying to be a little bit more invisible than he already was.
He's still off the radar, of course, but when you crouch, as Harry did say, it's just so hard to see. It makes it 10 times harder and 10 times more effective. But again, you kind of really didn't get, I don't want to say he didn't make the most of it. That Splinter Nade was so close to bagging a massive double.
It's always a lot on your shoulders when you have the camouflage and you're in a flag standoff like that, because you know you can either make or break that situation. Unfortunately for Kimbo, he did try his best, but he wasn't able to finish it off in the end. So we are now still in this flag standoff, and I wonder whether both teams now are going to wait for something like a railgun, something like a camouflage that can make the difference before they really make a move.
I know we've got the player outlines on, Harry. Do you just want to cycle where the players are exactly across the map just to give some idea? So we got one down here, we got Fragger with the flag, 3 now, so they're going to get the... Oh, that's a big kill as well. They got the gen spawn. Then we can see Kimbo coming in with the railgun as well. One more player's alive in there. Kimbo's diving in. This is going to be a massive kill. He's actually windmilling shots, unfortunately. Flux. So they're actually going to get punished for that one. That would have been a big kill. Callie answers back, takes full advantage. Once again, back into a standoff.
Good positioning from Doodle as well there, just making the most. I like players that are more than happy to push a little bit out with the flag just to use that Magnum as an extra weapon. I mean, sometimes if you're 3v4, you might lose the game, so you do want to push out into a situation where you can help your team.
Yeah, especially when you have a read on exactly where the other team was going. I mean, Infused there had all the information, which allowed Doodle to push up safely. He said, you know what, I don't really have any defenders with me, which means most of the Pulse players will be across the map, but just as we say that, the Infused flag will be returned, as will Pulse's. Good stuff there from Callie, 2 in a row for him, and a spree to boot. And now SLG can start moving this flag.
Yeah, great kills coming out of Callie. He's going to bag that second. Another one there waiting to happen, misses it, will try and answer back with the BR, but unfortunately gets shut down in his courtyard. But look at Pulse Gaming. Big kill though with Kimbo, taking down Punisher. He doesn't even pull the flag. Usually one player would throw it out the window, but he trusts so much in his ability. Massive kill though. If you look on the kill feed coming out of Flux, he shuts down one to stop the advancement through the door. They're going to get a touch on this flag. Misses the beat down though, and unfortunately that flag needs touching urgently.
Oh my word.
That is so unlucky.
That's not unlucky. That's Batchford making plays. He Spartan charged the player away from the beatdown. That's just timing perfected there from Batch.
I mean, that is a crazy series of events. Not only was it a flag standoff and both flags got returned at the same time, the fact that Pulse were able to pull that one out, but Infused was still in a position to stop them from putting it in, as Batchford does fumble the flag a little bit there. He wasn't able to get it into the base. That could be vital, as now Pulse are going to try and push on to get this return. Infused are going to do what they can to grab it, but I feel there are too many Pulse members around this base for this to be a safe, secure right now.
Yeah, look at all those that are in the window. It's, they're in the window. They can be ready to bring this one in. They're going to dive bomb it. There's 2 players there. We're going to see Punisher coming around the corner. Grenade goes down. No hit markers are found. He'll be hanging around in BR, but they're just going to drop down. They're going to close him in one by one. Wow, he actually managed to get a kill off, so credit to him. Put up a damn good fight before he went down.
This is just really good stuff from Infused. And not only, they just have a lot of discipline, Infused, which is great considering some of the young talent that is on that roster. So credit to these guys for the practice that they put in. And I've got to say, Doodle has made such a difference to this squad.
Yeah, hasn't he just? And I really feel like he's enabled Kimbo to start being this superstar that he has been in the past. And Batchford with Camo Railgun, that Predator combo, but luckily Fragger is able to take him off before he does too much damage. So Pulse still alive in this game, but with only 3:20 left on the clock, they have a lot of work to do to get 2 flag caps at least to force overtime.
Yeah, it's absolutely perfect work in Harry, but more importantly, it's a lot of work, but it's just the time behind it, especially when we're still seeing perfect medals landing in the kill feed, coming out, unfortunately, of Infused, and it's Kimbo once again. We are on the point of SLG, team captain of Pulse, looking straight at the window, railgun in hand, one more bullet. But look at this player up on it's going to be on the ledge there, does touch one, but you know what, it's going to be Flux who's just camping down. Sorry, he actually had a second bullet, that's completely my bad. I misread it there, unfortunately. Kills one, Flux is still hiding away on the ledge, but they can get a pull on this one, they're going to get it on the move.
Yeah, and it's exactly what they need to do as well to get back in this game, is just be able just to get aggressive and pull those flags. And This is what you want to see. Another flag being pulled straight away. Unfortunately, SLG is going to be taken down and that will be returned, but it doesn't look like the flag is being moved on the Infused side, so it's not going to be punished this time.
It was actually these two on the player island you can see downstairs in the opposing team's garage there. I think it was Doodle and Batchford working side by side. They managed to block his teammates in and kill them again while SLG was trying to run that, so he didn't have any support whatsoever in order to make that one or really get it far. And again, you need people behind you at least to stop those spawns. We saw Kimbo spawning straight in garage, came around, shut it down to no end. Callie's going to go steaming into the base, no shields. The 3 members are here, Harry.
Yeah, and the momentum is actually massively in favour of Pulse right here. 2 kills in a row there for Callie, and if they're in a position to move this flag, this could be huge. SLG here needs to stay alive, he needs to identify, he needs to run his flag rather than get kills, and I'll tell you what, Pulse at the moment, it seems like Infused they are turtling, and Pulse, they're making the most of it. SLG has the flag back in the base.
Yeah, but they're coming off the spawn, so Sonny, that's going to be Frag right. I'm sorry, I get these names mixed up. It's going to be Punisher. Romi's going to bag it up. Doesn't quite get it. This is going to be huge. Someone needs to touch it urgently, otherwise Duel's going to get the return. He's allowed. No, they've actually managed to pull it out again, but the flag's going to be on the run. Punisher will shut that one down. But SLG's all alone. He needs his teammate to help him. They're coming through Little Door. Batchford's there, straight down. Batchford, massive kill from him, so he's still going to be getting his shields back.
But the flag's being returned though, so SLG might be able to push this one in, but no.
I don't know where he is.
Where crouched he go?
He crouched.
What is happening?
He missed him on the radar.
This is Halo.
Oh my word. Kimbo's going to come round. He will get some support at least. Not entirely sure where's the other team, but the flag's Harry. Is the manager? Yeah, they made it into the base.
To get it back.
And this
Stand off once again.
Yeah, this is good though for Infused. Look at the time. There's only 50 seconds left. So one of the Pulse players has to make a play right now. It's Callie once again with the railgun, I do believe. But he's going to go down, and that surely will be the game unless Pulse can muster up something absolutely magical.
Yeah, they're just going to go dive bomb into this one, aren't they? And just completely hit and hope. They're ready to cap when it's coming. I like this move from SLG. At least move out a little bit.
Yeah, he has to.
Yeah, this is good. Look at this. They're actually moving. He's actually trying to get the angle to help his team. I love this play. This is great. Get out in the open. Callie's going to dive in, but honestly, they can just sit and turtle back in the base and wait for him to come along.
It's a dangerous game to play, though, for Infused. If they do turtle back too much, then it might play into the hands of Pulse. But Pulse need to do something and need to do something quickly. And I like that SLG is pushing out with a flag, but he needs to be in a position where he can score it relatively quickly as well. And with just 10 seconds left, I'm not sure whether there's going to be enough time for Pulse here.
Nah, they can. This is GG, boys. That unfortunately is going to be all she wrote. They're going on the hard defensive. Time's ticking down. Victory 3-0 will be the final series score. Team Infused once again showing why they are a dominant force here in the fall season.
Just great stuff from these guys. Anyone who said that Pulse were going to have an easy matchup, just watch that again, because Infused are here and they are here to stay, and they are so close to securing their spot at finals.
Kimbo and Batchford doing the heavy slaying, but Flux not too far behind, neither was Doodle. Honestly, all of the Infused squad, I was so impressed with them on Fathom just then. They took it off Fab E last week as well, and they were able to take down Pulse in 2-1 fashion. The score, Callie actually the top slayer in the game with 27, but you gotta look at Punisher there, the odd one out, the only player in the game not to surpass 20 kills.
Yeah, looking to kind of have him level up a little bit more there, unfortunately. Didn't quite step up when it was needed most. Let's take a look at the replay, some of the highlights of this game. Hopefully, we will have that ninja in beautiful, crisp, slow motion. Looking forward to seeing that one. It was so close. It was definitely close to an overkill. You saw him coming out of it. So there's the double. Turns round. Is this the one I'm looking for? No, yes. Yeah. So that almost was a triple. I'm pretty sure it wasn't. He just took a little bit too long. And then you can see him jumps forward, thrusts, bang! Sit down, my friend. That would have been so sick.
Flux, welcome to the montage.
Awesome stuff. What a game.
There's
no other way to put it.
Less. That makes the clip just 10 times better, man. That's insane.
Can you imagine if that had actually been an over?
Imagine if it got Pulse the win. I mean, that would have been great. But unfortunately, it is just a silver lining, as we have said so many times, from those white clouds. But Infused, these guys, they are absolutely phenomenal, and they are very close to securing their place at finals. And actually, by Pulse losing, it means that Fabi are guaranteed a place at finals with 6 wins, because the most that Pulse could get is 5. So congratulations to Fab, they will be at our finals.
And honestly, I don't see why not. It's, you know, they're doing the work that's needed to be there. They are Europe's finest at this moment in time, but still, there is everything to play for. You know, we've still got another 3 days worth of Pro League regular play. I mean, you keep saying there is a chance. All these teams are still eyes on the prize. It's all about that top 4. Remember, down in the bottom, that's the red dead zone. You do not want to be there.
I think it is between this 4th place now. I mean, another win for Vibe and Infused, and they also find themselves at finals. They just need that one more win, whereas that 4th place, I mean, it's starting to look a little bit sketchy.
I still can't believe the amount of people that are sleeping on Infused. They can still mathematically win the Pro League. Think about that. They're only a game behind Fab, which they've already beaten in the Pro League. That's pretty scary when you think about it. This Infused squad is looking very strong, and I wouldn't be surprised whatsoever to see them at finals.
I'm going to put this out there, and I don't mean to kind of put the bonfire out of what you were going for. We've seen this before, though, from this roster. They finished 2nd in the summer season last time, but unfortunately just couldn't handle it when it came to finals.
I mean, LAN is a very different thing, or a live event is an extremely different thing, and it can really play a lot on your playstyle and mentality, but now they've got a player like Kimbo. I think this is going to be a different live event squad from Infused.
And no Goose Lord?
No Goose Lord.
That's something we have to mention.
Yeah.
Got to bring it up. A LAN Goose it will never be forgotten.
No.
Even though as people want it to be. What else can you say? Well, it's a bit of an upgrade, isn't it? I mean, no disrespect to Warlord. I love the guy to bits. Stuart Graham is a fantastic player, but when you look at Warlord, then you just go, well, it's Kimbo.
Well, yeah,
it's night and day, isn't it? It's insane.
It's a player that finished 4th compared to an event winner, a player that's just been on an unbeaten squad, and you can see from Kimbo's statistics, he was plus 61 before this series. I wouldn't be surprised if he's like plus 80 now from what he's just done to that Pulse squad, but I mean, credit to the guys. They are molding well around him, and it was a little bit rocky to start with, but now they've got Doodle. I really feel that this Infused squad is here to stay, and they can do some real damage at finals.
Yeah, I like the fact you hit on Doodle there. Well, not in that way, but I mean, you hit on the fact that Doodle's on the squad is what I meant. There's not. Come on, guys, don't do this to me now. Don't do this to me now.
You did it yourself.
Right in the chat. But I like the fact that you brought Doodle up because essentially he's enabling Kimbo. I mean, Kimbo was doing work before, but now he just frees him up so much more, having that solid base of Flux and Doodle, and then that's going to allow Batchford and Kimbo to just go ham as well. We can see the league right here. Once again, Vibe and Infused only a single game behind leaders Fab Esports, much closer this season than it was last time round.
Pulse Gaming can still do it. Pulse can drag themselves out of that red zone.
They can.
You know, it's still possible.
It's still very close there in the 4th place, but Fab have qualified with that 6th win. That is the magic number. It'll be the same for Vibe and Infused. If they can do so tomorrow, they will also guarantee their spots at finals, and we will have the big 3 there. I think they are the big 3, and we said at the start of the season, who are the guys that we're going to be expecting in relegation? We said Prophecy for sure. We said maybe not Pulse because they were performing well, but we said VWS could find themselves down there. But now with the addition of Riot, the extra kind of desire, the extra firepower that he brings, I'd be expecting VWS to push on and really take that 4th spot home.
So, there you have it, guys. We have 3 days of regular season remaining. Tomorrow, it will, of course, be the player streams. We'll be tweeting those out, so keep your eyes on ESL Halo. After that, though, we take a week off. We actually have a full week off, kind of like the 2-week roster break that was in NA. We take our 1 week off, so next week we'll have no stream. But after that, we will back for a double stream. So we'll actually be here at the desk, back-to-back Wednesday and Thursday night. 2 streams for the final week, so we'll actually see the final days. Guys, final words of tonight.
So we're not here next week. I'm going to sleep for a week. Wake me when you need me.
That's a really good sign-off. I'm not sure I can match that. I mean, I'm still working next week. I'm going to still doing my thing, but he can sleep all he wants. At least he'll be refreshed for the following week. But I'm looking forward to it. We've got 1 team guaranteed for finals. 2 more could find their place as well tomorrow. And then we'll have 3 teams ready, waiting for us in those finals.
Gents, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much. And I will see you in a week's time.
Yes, you will.
From us at the desk then, I want to thank you all very much for bearing with some of the issues we've had tonight. But you know what? It was worth it just to see that Ninja, to be honest with you. It was absolutely fantastic. Remember, as they may have sold even more, I do not know until I check out, but there was only 20 tickets remaining after this. And again, you can get yourself that HCS emblem that you can only get from attending a sanctioned event, and a nice triple stack of gold rec packs. It's been an absolute pleasure once again, guys. Thank you so much for joining us, and shout out to all the communities, Team Beyond, Halo Waypoint, Halo Reddit. Without you guys, we couldn't make this possible. Shout out to the production team, and shout out to the HCS team over 343. From me at the desk, Thank you. Good night.